Good morning everyone and welcome to Solita Summit 2025. My name is Tuuli and at Solita I focus on helping organizations to navigate the intersections between sustainability, technology and data. It's truly a pleasure to open this track, Sustainable Digital Transformation, and set the stage for the conversations ahead. If I had to describe where we are today with only one word, it would be tension. We're being pulled in different directions to accelerate digitalization and reduce emissions, deploy AI and minimize bias and energy use, drive efficiency and build transparency. This is a challenging balance for any organization, and it requires an approach that balances strategy with the competing priorities. Not easy, and definitely not something that we can solve in one workshop. But that's exactly why we have created this track for you. Because sustainability isn't a side project anymore. To meet our present needs without compromising the future, we have to integrate environmental, social, and governance considerations into all aspects of decision making. As we also highlight in the Solita's Ways of Tech report, the impacts of climate change are already here, and it's transforming global economies and industries today. Transparency and traceability are no longer about values, they're about viability. They're how we manage risk, build trust, and stay in the market. EU regulations and directives like Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, EU Deforestation Regulation, or Eco-Design for Sustainable Products Regulation. They are all demanding verifiable data across entire supply chains. And they are not optional. They are becoming prerequisites for access to finance, partnerships, and even customers. But here's the opportunity. More and more companies aren't waiting for the regulation to push them. They are actively looking at how sustainability can drive new growth and strengthen their market position. We're seeing businesses build offerings around traceable and low-emission products, create circular service models, or use sustainability as a lever to access premium markets and deeper customer trust. In this context, credibility becomes a differentiator, and verifiable sustainability data becomes a strategic asset. At the same time, many are rethinking how they operate, not just to comply, but to compete smarter. In practice, that might mean designing data architectures for full supply chain transparency, applying AI to understand and meet the compliance requirements faster, or building services where sustainability is embedded in the user experience. So yes, there is an element of compliance, but it's also about competitiveness, leadership, and trust in a world that's demanding all of these. Now let's talk about a factor that we simply can't ignore when we are talking about sustainability, and that is artificial intelligence. We've all seen its potential to revolutionize how we work, but AI isn't neutral. It can help us scale the sustainable impact, yet without a clear understanding how it works, it can also accelerate emissions, amplify bias, and hide mistakes made by the machines. Like any tool, its value depends on how wisely we deploy and use it. That's why responsible AI is now a core part of sustainability strategy. Not just a tech question, but an ethical and business critical one. Before jumping into today's track, let's zoom out for a moment. According to Gartner's 2025 CEO and Senior Business Executive Survey, environmental sustainability remains a top 10 priority for CEOs, surpassing even productivity and efficiency. That's encouraging. We really need that leadership. Why? Because the Europe Sustainable Development Report 2025 shows that progress on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals is actually slowing down. In fact, across EU, the pace of progress between 2020 and 2023 was more than 2 times lower than in the previous period. So yes, sustainability is a priority on paper, but we need to make it real in systems, decisions, and everyday work. And that's exactly what I hope that today's track will inspire you to do. This track brings you perspectives from companies navigating the transformation toward more sustainable and resilient ways of operating, with the help of digitalization and under real-world pressure. We'll hear how organizations are responding to regulatory shifts, like the EU deforestation regulation or the digital product passports, and how they are rethinking their data, collaboration, and technology choices to meet the demands of this changing market. These sessions will take us beyond theory. They spotlight the practical work of connecting systems, people, and goals, and show how even those small shared wins in the daily life can unlock momentum for a long-term transformation. At Solita, we are committed to growing our positive handprint. With the skills of our 2,200 strong community and partnerships, we help our customers to build the digital foundations for a sustainable future. We know that real change doesn't happen in isolation. That's why we support building ecosystems, aligning goals, sharing data, and scaling solutions across entire value chains. But let's be honest, right now, many companies are cautious. Global uncertainty, economical slowdown, and geopolitical tension have narrowed the focus. The priority becomes do what's required and nothing more. But that mindset might lead you to short-term fixes, solutions that look simple and solve the immediate need, but aren't built to evolve. You might later realize you've ended up with the one-trick pony system. It does the job, but it doesn't allow you to reuse the data for broader business needs. And when the landscape shifts, new opportunities, new expectations, you're left wishing you'd built for flexibility from the start. Economical uncertainties don't last forever. As soon as the outlook brightens, innovation returns. Interest shifts from compliance to competitive advantage, from checkboxes to transformation. And when that moment comes, those who have laid the groundwork, designed for flexibility, transparency, and responsible future use, will move faster, scale smarter, and shape the market. Those who have built their systems to just pass the test might struggle when the business needs change. Think about your situation at the moment. Are you seeing beyond the point solutions? EUDR, CSRD, digital product passports, they all might seem like isolated projects at the moment. But at their core, they all demand the same thing: traceable and trustworthy data. And they all result into built-to-last product, services, and businesses. So whether you're here today out of obligation, ambition, or pure curiosity, this track is for you. Let's explore together what sustainable digital transformation really demands. Let's make sure that it leads to more than compliance. Let's build solutions and ways of working that create positive impact that last.